Hello and welcome back to Hardware Double O. I've got the computer linked up to the DCC Next via this CH340 USB device. You don't have to have the 5V power switched on when using the computer. The USB device will power up the unit itself. So let's go over to the computer and I'll start programming up the DCC Next, and we'll go one servo at a time. We'll do point motor 1, A and B, and then we'll add in the rest of the features. To download and install the software, if you go to the web page and go to download, you'll get the little file here, download software. Sometimes you may get a fault with Windows saying don't run software. You need to override that and run anyway. So once it's downloaded into your system, I'll give you some shortcuts on your desktop. I like to move them into a separate file. So if I go to the files where I keep my software, in here you've got various things you can install on it. The important part is down here, the upload tool. Click on that. That should, if it's connected to a port, click yes. We'll go for port number 3, sorry. It is a DCC Next, so it's number 1. And we're going to put in Marduk for this one. And we'll click on yes. And when it starts uploading it, the red light stops flashing and you get the little LED lights on the CH340 flashing as it reads it. And there you are, a successful upload of it. So I'll ask you why you create a shortcut. We'll say yes. And we'll call this one Marduk number 4, as it is my 4th module on my layout. In fact, we'll call it DCC Next number 4. And I'll ask to start the shortcut, and there we are. So we've got to give the Marduk a number. This is number 4, my layout. And just go through the defaults. No. Default rotation speed for servos 5 to 2500, yes, 25 is fine. And the detached servo at the end of the rotation, yes, quite important that one. If you don't detach the servo at the end of the rotation, it keeps the power onto the servo. And as the DCC Next can do 12 servos, you're potentially drawing 12 amps, so you like to detach the servo at the end of the rotation. And I'll ask now for the default for the startup. For the last, the configuration and the free is normal, so we enter the default there for the startup mode being the last one. So there we are, it comes up with the ports not configured. Word on ports and accessory decoder numbers. On your conventional DCC system, most decoders start at number 1, board number 1. Some start at address 0 and port 1. It depends on which DCC command station you have. It goes back to the old days when DCC started off at first. Most boards could only do 4 ports on each board. So therefore, once you reached board number 2, the address became number 5. As I'm using the ECOS command station there, you can put in the address number 5. But don't confuse the port number with the port number of the DCC Next. It gives us the option here, PADEIR and question mark. The question mark tells you what these mean. So P is to select a port number, A is to select a port address, D is to display all, and E is to exit into normal mode. Quite an important one, the E, when you're finished programming it. Further now, we're going to program up port 1 for the servo. So we press P and it'll ask for a value from port 1 to port 16. Go for number 1. And now it's asking for the important part, the address. On my layout, the address for point motor 1A is 1. Now it's asked if it's going to be an accessory, an input, or a servo. We've got a servo on that. So press S for servo. Port 1 set as a servo, and we get a bit of information here as well. So if we want to see what that is, we can put up the question mark. So plus is to raise angle, minus is to lower angle, 90 degrees is 9, low high, frog port, bounce, set speed, test servo, invert port, DCC address, display all, admin note, and R is to reset it, and enter saves the port. E will save the port and start in normal mode, and P saves the port. As we're using frog polarity on the servo, we need to press F. How many relays there? We've got from 0 to 2, we've got 1 relay. And now it's asking for the frog port. I enter the value from 1 to 16. I am going to be wiring the first 6 ports on the DCC Next for servos. So therefore the first 3 port I've got at the moment is port number 7. So 7 is now set as a frog. So that's me. I can go across now and wire in the rest of the wiring for the servo and the port. I should say there, you can wire in the servo and the frog before you do your programming, but I'm going to do one at a time to let you see how these things work. There we have it, folks. I've made up a little harness for the relay bank. I'll put the first one in for the point frog buddy number 7, and I've also plugged in the servo as well. You should really pay particular attention to how you plug it in. The signal wire is also to the top of the board in this case here. I've also left the CH340 USB programmer so I can fine tune the servo and get the point moving where I want it to move. So let's put the power on and see if we get any smoke or blue flashes. So we'll turn on the DCC power now. Let me get the green light. It is quite a green light, it's bright. So we'll go up, plug in the computer and start fine tuning how it works. So at the moment the needs moved across a little touch. So we'll fine tune the turnout. It should be fully open, so we'll press P for program, port number 1, enter, and we'll start moving it. We'll start moving it across by pressing plus or minus. So we need to give it a bit more, so it's plus. That's a there, so we'll press E to save and exit. And now, that's it thrown, we'll try it the other way. Which is perfect. So that's a servo and turnout number 1 set up. We'll now move across and do the other 3 turnouts, and then we'll come back and show you how the Diamond Frog works. That's the frog control for point motor 3 and the Diamond Frog. It's just 2 of them up together, like so. I'll put them in there so when the point motor moves, the frog for number 3 will move, and the frog for the Diamond Frog will move as well. So that's it. This side all been wired in, folks. I've got the servos done, I've got the relays for the frog polarity as well. So I'll just wait to see it working. If I do point 1A and B, 2 points move, and also the frog polarity changes as well. Point 2 is just a 1. And point 3, it's got a double frog attached to it as well, just with the single loop on it, and it changes the 2 at the same time. So we can put them all back off, and the move's not too bad. The current draw's not too bad either. So that's enough for this episode, folks. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and we'll hopefully see you back again some other time.